Live. Okay. I think we're live on all platforms. Now we bring people up. But first, a fun and motivational story. Maybe a different color. No, we'll go with this color. So somebody asked me to go over what I'm looking for in a flip. Sure. Yes, I will do that really quickly. Let me bring the people on stage who we talked to yesterday. We talked to, let's see, reminders. I set a couple reminders to bring some people up. Who are we supposed to bring up today? Yusuf, MJ Wade, OB3, and another person named MJ. Yusuf, that's
I'm
you.
here, Richard.
We have MJ Wade. MJ, yes, you won yesterday. We have another one. Don't forget me. I don't have a reminder for you, but I'm happy to bring you up. And then, hey, seller switch to 0%, sign an addendum. Can you let your buyer know it's all good now? Vlad, yeah, we can talk. We can talk about that. And then we also had another person to bring up, MJ Wade, different MJ. MJ Wade. MJ Wade, you were supposed to come up too. Is Sword in the Stone ever coming back? In the summer, yes. It's just not very, it doesn't make a lot of sense in the winter, I'm thinking. I'm going to bring up OB3. OB3. And I don't have MJ Wade. Oh, MJ Wade. There you go. Okay, those are the people I was supposed to talk to. These are the people I'm supposed to talk to. Really quickly, though, we've got fun Thursday motivation for everybody. This came in the mail today. This is a $24,000 check. It's a big boy. That's $24,000. I'll tell you how I got it and what
Richard,
it's for.
we can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, shit. You guys can't hear me?
Good.
Oops.
Okay, now we can, yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I was saying this arrived today. It's a check for $24,000. And it's actually not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is, guys. This was money sent to me from the lender, and it's to rehab. This is rehab money. It's a rehab check. That's exactly right, which is really, really cool. So when you buy houses with the lender that we have in the Discord, you get a check. You're going to get a check. You have to put down a little bit of money, but you also get a check. I don't have to put down money because I've done it a couple times, and you won't have to put down money after you've done it a couple of times. So remember that house that you guys saw me buy on stream the other day? That was this house right here. Now, somebody asked me, what am I looking for in a flip? Why did I decide to flip this property? Sure, let me tell you what I'm looking for in a flip. I'll share my screen. We'll go over why I'm flipping this property, how much it's going to cost, why I selected this property, how I got it under contract, how I found my contractor, where I got the rehab money from, all of it. I'll let you know it cost me nothing to buy this property, which doesn't sound real. I know that sounds fake, but once you do a couple deals, lenders just start giving money to you. So why am I flipping this house, guys? Why am I flipping this house? Well, it's ultimately for a cash on cash return for investors. The ARV isn't immensely proven, but the area is good, and the cash on cash return, if you were to buy it at my desired asking price, is good too. So check this out, guys. First things first, let's figure out the crime in the area. At the time of buying this property, there was no crime in the area, but this is Detroit, so who knows? Maybe somebody got shot here last night. And yes, somebody did get shot here last night. Quite literally last night at 1:45 a.m. Somebody got shot at the house I just purchased. That's not great. We don't love that. However, what are you gonna do? When I bought the property, there was no crime. Now there is crime. So I'm not too worried about that, guys. My exit strategy for this one is probably listing it on the MLS. I think I'll blast it to my buyers list, but I kind of want to see what I could get at the if I list it on the MLS. So I'm going to try that. As far as comps, let's check it out. You know, while I'm doing this, I wonder if my other house had a shooting next to it. 13605 Tacoma Street in Detroit. Did that have a shooting next to it too? Kind of close. Yeah. but that one's selling. That one's already in escrow right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go to for sale, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click sold, and I'm gonna find out where this property is. I don't know where it is, so I'm gonna have to find it on the map. 11461, 11461 Sanford Street, Detroit, Michigan. Where is this thing? Right here in that little corner. Okay. So I think it's right around here. Sanford, yeah, Sanford. I think it's Sanford Ave. Yeah, Sanford Ave. It's right above this little park. Okay. So there should be a park. Yep. Yep. So we're right here. That's the property. Okay. Perfect. 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 Now let's go ahead and comp in the area and just kind of understand what it is that we can get. So the neighborhood's like here to here to here to there. And we are a duplex. We're a 4-bed, 2-bath duplex. Now I'm gonna list this for about 135, 134.9, 134.9. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do multifamily, and we're gonna price these things high to low. So you can see, we got multifamily selling for good prices. I mean, this guy right here, that's one of our neighbors. Look at that. That's literally our neighbor's house right there, sold for 175. The thing that I don't like about it though is look when it sold. That sold a while ago. That's not actually a comp that we can use. But Detroit is kind of scarce for multifamily, so you're doing a little bit of guesswork. But what I'm looking for here is I want to see, even if it's not a comp, I want to see high sales. So if I go to single family and I add single families here, we can also see that the single families have been doing pretty well as well. So you see that single families can sell for 130,000, 130,000. It's my hope that a multifamily like mine can sell for 135. That's my bet. My bet is, hey, a couple years back, my neighbor's house was a duplex, smaller duplex, sold for 175. I would love to sell for 135. And I think that's extremely reasonable given the multifamily and single family comps. Now, do we have an exact cookie cutter comp? No. And I'm coming to find out that Detroit is kind of like that. So you're going to have to infer a little bit. And what I mean by infer is you got to see that houses are being renovated here. These are all fix and flips. Like this house is a fix and flip, the black door, the lights on inside, the new roof, this part of the roof being painted black. That's all fix and flip stuff, guys. So houses are being flipped here, just not too many multifamily comps here. Now, something that I will look at is, well, if we rent it out for about 1050 per side, what's the cash on cash return if we sell for 135? Well, we have a down payment of 27,000 for the buyer. We have it'll be about a 6.5% interest rate. So 6% would be 647, 7% would be 718. So somewhere in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and say that the payment might be about 675 or 680. We'll call it 680. And then we'll add 250 for taxes and insurance. So my monthly mortgage payment, if somebody were to buy this off me, would be about this. You'd be paying about this. Now you're going to be bringing in about 1050 per side, just normal rent, 1050 per side on a renovated duplex like this. So we're looking at 2100 coming in. We take 20% off the top of my 2100, and then we subtract our monthly payment. Monthly payment's 870. Looks like we'll be making about $810 per month. And if we multiply that by 12, looks like we'll be making $9,700 per year. Now I want to divide this by my total cost of entry, which is going to be about $32,000. That would be a 30% cash on cash return. So that's kind of why I bought it. I bought it because while comps don't exactly prove my price, I think that they prove a slightly higher price. And I also like my cash on cash return. My renovation budget on this thing is 25,000, but I took out 28,000. Why did I take out 28,000? Well, the first time I did this, I asked for the actual rehab figure, and closing costs took away from that rehab figure, and I didn't actually have enough. So I asked for 28 this time. I got 24.5. I was looking for 25. So pretty much what I needed to do. So we're looking at let's look at the all-in numbers, guys. 57,000 buy, no wholesale deal. And then we look at and then closing costs were probably about $5,500 here. So we're looking at an all-in of 62,500. I asked for 28,000 from my lender. The rehab will take about a month, and while the money is out and lended to me, I'll probably have some expenses, holding costs of about $3,000. So I'm looking at 93,500 all in. And if I sell this for 135, if my buyer picks it up for 135, I don't have realtor commissions. If I have to list it on the market, I'm going to list, I'll probably want higher than 135. But I guess we'll run it worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, realtor takes 6%. That would be super unfortunate. We don't want that to happen. That would leave me with just about 27,000 here, and then subtract the 93.5, just about 33. Now, remember, if I can avoid my realtor fee by selling it to my existing buyers list, it's just this figure less because the buyer pays closing costs less than 93.5. So I could make as much as $41,000 on this. We'll see. We'll see. How did you get the duplex? Well, it was just sitting on Zillow. I didn't really do much here. The property was actually listed initially for not much higher than this. Looks like initially they were looking for 74,000. I ended up picking it up for 57. Yeah. New place for your contractor to move in. That's funny. You're right. Okay. This contractor is great. I've had great luck with this contractor. But yeah, this project will probably take me about a month. Probably take me a month to renovate the property, and then it will probably take me another month to sell the property. So probably done. Yeah, this will probably close towards the end of May. Towards the end of May, I would imagine this would close. But yeah, that's what that looks like, and I'm excited to start that project. How much money do you need for that deal? Zero. I didn't remember. Remember, I got paid $24,000 to buy the property. Looks like my screen froze. So I didn't actually have to spend any money. I got paid to buy it. Okay. I'm trying to fix my camera here. Would you do deals in Gary, Indiana? Yeah. I would do seller finance deals out there, and maybe deeply discounted, probably deeply discounted single families. So hypothetically, how far can 55K cash go? In terms of flipping, oh my God, you could do multiple flips with $55,000 cash. Okay, let's get to it. Selling my up north lakefront property and getting close to 55K. Easy. We've got a lender in the Discord. Guys, hashtag private money loans. If you want a loan to flip a house, go find yourself a deal, get it under contract, and get yourself a private money loan. Yesterday, it was mentioned that we can't use POF for cash deals. Yeah, I'd prefer not to, just because I can't really say with confidence that your cash deals will sell. Remember, out of 9,000 members and out of 2,500 new members, 230 people showed up here. That means anybody else doing deals doesn't actually know what makes a deal a deal. I would love for you to use the wholesale double close pre-approval letter. Okay. For creative deals, I do know that they'll sell. Absolutely. Does the lender give a pre-approval letter? Yeah, I'm sure they do. Tell us how you found a solid contractor being in another state. I used Instagram. I went on Instagram and I was in my DMs and I found somebody who was mentioning a contractor. What would I do if I didn't have followers on Instagram? I would just look up Detroit, Michigan contractors, and I would probably try to find a smaller one. Like I scroll down, see if I can find somebody who's got reviews, but not a ton of them. So this guy right here, he doesn't have a crazy amount of reviews, but his work looks really, really good. So I would hop on a Zoom meeting with this individual and I would see how good they are. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into our calls. So we have calls for a number of people here today, but MJ, as in not MJ Wade, MJ, the first MJ here was you were the call that we had scheduled. So I'm going to see if we can go ahead and make that happen for you right now.
Okay, hey, and with that, I don't know how any of this works. Would you catch me up to speed with this part?
Yeah. So are you talking about wholesaling in general or just what I'm gonna do right
No,
now?
no, no. No, like what I won.
Okay. Yes. So we have a wheel spin. We spin it each day. Yesterday, it landed on deal of your choice plus an email and a phone call, which means that I'm gonna go ahead and find a deal for you, and I'm gonna try my best to make an offer on that property. And if I do get it, it's yours.
Okay, awesome. I found a couple in preparation for this, but if you know what you're doing better than I do, I found a potential seller finance one in Florida, which I could send you. And if you think it's good, you can call on it. But I already tried earlier, and I didn't get any response. So.
So for seller finance, we can't pick a certain property and say, I'm going to seller finance this property. Usually we got to call 20 people who we might want to seller finance with. And then
Yeah.
one person says yes. So seller finance requires a lot of calls. However, you can totally make one call and get a deal. Like I made one call and I got this property under contract. That was pretty easy. Let's see if we can do that again. So
Yeah.
let me see if I can find ourselves a nice little fix and flip. Something that's been going well for us recently for some reason is Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I don't know why that's the case, but it's been selling for us. So Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm gonna put a minimum price point of like 250,000. That's where I'd like to see my ARV, and then maybe 350 max. I just want to know where those areas are. So I'm zooming into Chattanooga. We did this yesterday as well, guys, and I want to know where these areas are for these houses being sold. I'm gonna click sold, and where do these houses get sold? Okay, so we know that these are the good clusters. Largely, this area is a good cluster. It's looking like this is a good area too. Let's see if any of these guys are flipped. Yeah, that appears to be a fix and flip. What about this? Is that a fix and flip? Probably just a family's house. Probably just a family's house. So I'm really trying to find where these houses are being flipped, and I can see a number of areas where they're being flipped. So I think over here they're happening. I think over here they're happening, and then sparsely over here. But here, here, and here, and here are these really nice looking areas. So these are probably out in the suburbs. These are more city properties. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look over here, guys. So I think a lot of houses are being flipped in Chattanooga right here based on that sale data that I'm seeing. So I think if I were to find a discounted property here, it has a high chance of having a good after repair value. So I kind of reverse engineer it. Just got a text from my TC. How do I see your screen? Discord. Hi Richard. For Tacoma Street, link below is the preliminary closing statement from the title company for review and approval. Also, just wanted to confirm if you prefer to receive a check or wire transfer. Oh, absolutely check. Check, please. That's for content. And then I'll look at my preliminary HUD statement really quickly. Should I put it on my screen? I'll put it on the screen. Check it out. So I just got this HUD statement for my fix and flip that's supposed to close here shortly. Okay. So what does this mean? Gross due amount to seller? Cool. That's what I thought it would be. Yep. $44,000. Perfect. Yep. I don't have a problem with that. That makes sense to me. I guess I'll have my TC settlement charges to seller, payoff to that's my private money lender, county taxes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's a $44,000 profit flip. I mean, it looks good, but I guess I'll have my TC review it because I don't really know what I'm looking at. Can you have Lexi review it? Because I don't really know what that is. I just paid for hold my hand. How do I start? Yeah, so get inside the Discord. you just subscribe to the Discord on the wop.com page. You can enter into the Discord with your login and password. And then I'm live right now sharing my screen. So then go ahead and join that. If you guys want to show me a property or get my opinion on a property, the Discord's the best way to do it. I'm currently looking for a deal on behalf of one of our members right now. Okay. So properties in this area have high ARVs. Let's price them low to high to see how low they can go. Price low to high. How low can they go? So there's a 2-bed, 1-bath, 13 days on Zillow for $75K. There's a 3-bed, 1-bath for $90K. Let's check our interior. Okay, nice and bad, just like we like. Okay, let's check the street view. Does this house have the potential? No sight unseen offers. Okay, pass, instant pass. I saw the days on market. I saw all of this is a no-go. I'm not interested in speaking with a realtor who's typing messages like this in all caps after having their house listed for 217 days. They need to understand that nobody wants their product. Beggars can't be choosers. This beggar's trying to be a chooser and they can't. However, this here looks better. Seller has no knowledge. Buyer should do their due diligence and make their own assessments. Okay. Okay. So this is a nice and destroyed property. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for ugly things, guys. We've got some other uglies. Yeah. Lots and lots of gross properties, guys. How long have you been in here? Okay. 97 days. Cool. Got another one over here. No photos of the interior. Another one over here. Lots of opportunities. I liked this one. They haven't been on the market for a tremendous amount of time. I think that's a good opportunity. I do want to see the street view and understand if this looks like a neighborhood that should be renovated in. Let's just take a peek. Are your neighbors' houses looking nice? Is that you? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I feel like that's not the best neighborhood though. I think we could do a little better. I'll see your neighborhood, but no, I don't even want to talk to that realtor. 5-bed, 2-bath, offers, okay. Currently rented. No, I don't think so. This guy right here, let me check your neighborhood. You look like an area where people might want to flip. Yeah, look at that house. That's a nice house, isn't it? It's not a stunning area, but it's okay. I don't think it's terrible. Anything flipped around here? I don't really see anything flipped around here. Let's keep looking. What about you? I just want to find a house in like a nice quintessential American neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. That looks better. That looks like a more central location to me. This looks like I might want to buy a flipped house over here. Let's just see any of these houses flipped, and there's a flip right there. You see it? That's a flip. See the siding? See the roof? See the windows? There it is. There's our fix and flip. Anything else flipped over here? That green door looks awfully new to me. So does the roof over here. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these are getting flipped, guys. So I like this one, guys. I think this is a good opportunity. It's been there for 54 days. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath, or 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet. And does it have any character to it? Hard to say. I mean, no, not really. Not really much character. So the character is Trap House. But yeah, I like this, guys. I like this one. So I've just identified what I think I want to be our fix and flip. Notice how everything around it is priced much higher than that. I know before I comp it, you probably need this thing at 80, probably 70 or 80. So I'll submit an offer at 70 or 80. How do I know that? How can I say that? Well, I know it has to be at most 70 or 80. At most, it has to be 70 or 80,000. You guys can't be getting houses right below list price. You can't get them at $110,000 as it's a 119K property. That's not a deal. I mean, maybe it works that it's at that price, but as a wholesaler, you get paid to bring a discount to a buyer, and you getting a house at list price under contract quite literally does nothing. Like, we know this. You got to provide value. So I'm drawing around the neighborhood. I'm making note of what the house is. Now I need to see what it will sell for, which is probably going to be a lot. It's a 1930 3-2 with 2,000 square feet. it probably needs like 70 or 80K. 1930, 3.2, 2,000 square feet. Let's price these things high to low. Okay. Looking good. Let's put a filter for past 12 months. And we're looking for, we want it to look similar, guys. So I need it to be a similar property. So I will get an idea of what we look like one more time. So we're a bungalow. This is a bungalow. Just gonna see the side of it. Yeah. That's it's a bungalow of sorts. So we want to find another bungalow of sorts. Okay, sold. All right. So looking for that thing that has the arch roof, guys. Not quite what we are, but it's also built in 2025. Come on, we're built in 1930, meaning that max year built for these comps is probably 1950. And then I don't need to put a minimum. Okay, so that, that's not really what we are. This is kind of closer to what we are. What I will say though is that these are selling for a shit ton. Like, that's great. That's really nice. Not quite what we are, but I like the rehab that they've done. I think the black floors are kind of cool. Not super common to see that. You've got this guy. This has a lot of character that I'm not sure we have. The landscaping, just the architecture of the house. I'm not sure we have this level of character, guys. Looks like it was the same realtor based on the photo of the doorknob that they took. Huh. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be real. I think this thing will sell for 300. See how much less square footage these guys have? I think it will sell for 300. I do want to see if it looks like it's on a similar street. Remember that street matters. Does this look like it's on a similar street to us, or more of a quiet area? Okay, it's more of a quiet area, guys. See, it doesn't quite look the same as we do. Oh, and there's that other house. Look, there's that other house right there. This one that sold for 350 or so. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put us at 275. Why 275? Better safe than sorry, guys. Better safe than sorry. And now I've just lost them. Where are they? Okay. So I think we have a lot of justification to say we'll sell for 275. Now rehab. Wow, we need to reside the house. We need to re-roof the house. The side will cost about $8,000. The roof will be about $10,000. We also need landscaping for this quality of house. Probably looking at another 5,000 in landscaping. Floors can be saved, need to be refinished. Kitchen torn out. Probably some leaks here. I think the interior, oh my God, is that, oh God. Yeah, it's probably like, I'll put it at like 90. I'm gonna put this at like a 90K job. I think it'll cost 90,000 to do this. It's a higher end rehab, guys. I think it's not the same as buying a house in Detroit. So that's just a rough guess, guys, but it's bad. It's really bad. To pay $90,000 in renovation, your house is cooked. So that's a lot. Now if our ARV is 280,000, we can definitely make that case. Come on. If it's a 280K ARV, and I'm being so pessimistic. I could easily make the case that the ARV's 375, and you're like, "Whoa, how can you say that?" Well, if you actually take the price per square foot, it'll be 375. Look, check this out. See this one right here? What would happen if I took the price per square foot of this property and added it to mine? Probably about 450,000 maybe. 277. Yeah, let's see what would happen. 277 per square foot. We're 1960 square feet. A cool 550. If you take the price per square foot of a property like this and you add it to yours, it'll give you an unrealistic ARV. If I take the price per square foot of this guy, it's putting me at 400,000, right? Because I have way more square footage than these. But as I look at the properties in the area, it kind of occurs to me that, you may not be getting that. So, realistically, maybe 300, maybe 300K. I'll say 300, guys. I think that's I think 300 is safe. Maybe 290. Maybe 290 to be safe. I'm just so pessimistic. 290,000 multiplied by zero point 0.7. That's our ARV filter. I think it's a $90,000 rehab. I think a buyer might want to get this for 113, meaning that if I lock this up below 113, we might have a deal. Now it's listed at 119. Does that mean I can lock it up for 110 and it's a deal? No. Still need a discount. Still need a discount. So I'm going to go ahead and submit an offer on this thing now. Where do I want to be? Probably 85. I probably want to be at 85. So let's go ahead and shoot my shot here.
Hey there, this is Sarah Keller Homes, Keller Williams Realty, downtown Chattanooga. I'm unavailable to answer the phone right now, but feel free to shoot me a text for a quicker response, or you can send me an email.
Okay, so we're gonna have to reach out like we did yesterday with the what was her name? V. I think she went by V. Yeah, it's a really ugly property, guys, and that's where the money comes from. So here's what we're gonna do. MJ, can you DM me your phone number? We're gonna reach out to her via text, and then we can hop on a call whenever she responds.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have any questions about that identification process?
Me?
Mhm.
No, it looks really, or it looks like crap. It is a complete gut job. When you were saying, oh, I think like after considering everything, I was thinking 85 too, and then you said 85, and I don't think it would be unrealistic. It's been sitting on for a bit, and I really like how you were looking at the street view too, because that's something I hadn't thought about, and seeing like, oh, what's around here, because people judge a lot from what's around them. Funny enough, for like the house they actually want to end up getting. So yeah,
there's a couple different things that go into it, but yeah, guys, now what's my confidence level in that selling? 65-70%. Not immensely high. Much higher with creative finance, but do I lose anything from shooting my shot? No. So guys, when you lock up a cash deal, my experience is it has to be a really good cash deal to sell in this sort of market. And when I say this sort of market, I mean a market when interest rates are pretty high. But anyways, I really like that property. I think that it has good potential for an investor, and I think somebody in our network would probably recognize that value and maybe give me a $7,000 to $10,000 fee for that. Of course, we had one in Chattanooga sell pretty recently, very similar deal. I think they're actually in the chat. I think it's actually was it Kenna? I'm pretty sure Kenna did a deal in Chattanooga. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and grab your phone number.
Yeah, I've just DM'd it to you.
I'm going to go ahead and grab the realtor's phone number, and we're going to reach out. And I'll tell you exactly what to say to her, just in case I'm not able to respond.
Oh, I do have one problem. Because I don't have an LLC in the US yet, I can't message with my phone number. So I got my phone number like the day before yesterday, and I realized that I have to get an LLC, and I was hoping to do that with my first deal.
Okay, so we'll wait to reach out then. You reach out, because I want you to attack this one. I feel like the realtor would consider the offer. It's been 2 months on Zillow, and they have a price cut, and the house is completely destroyed. It has to go to a flipper. So I would say the max you could lock this up for is 90K. but I have more confidence at 85K.
Yeah.
And for this particular cash deal, because I worked on
I'll
it.
start at 85. Yeah.
Yeah. And for this particular cash deal, because I worked on it with you, I'm going to give you my proof of funds for it. And yeah, let's see if we can get it done. Because I feel like if you got that at 85, chances are it would sell. Not 100%, but pretty likely. But yeah, I would reach out to her via phone call and say, hey, I'm looking to get pre-approved with my hard money lender here. I just wanted to understand the extent of the damage. It looks like everything in the property is cooked. Do you know about? And then just continue to have that conversation with her. And hopefully you can present an offer using that proof of funds that I gave you and see if you can get something done.
Did you DM me proof of funds then?
I did.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can't text, and because I can't get an LLC for a day or two, I'm just gonna hammer her with calls.
Yeah,
not
you know,
within reason.
you don't need an LLC to text. What, Yusuf, what do you use? Emailing's great too.
I'm using what Yusuf's using.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. I would continue to do that. And yeah.
I just need a business number, which comes from an LLC.
Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't know you had to
Yeah,
have that.
otherwise I guess it's to stop like spammers. Does she have an email?
Yeah, she does. But we're gonna have to look it up. So I'll look up her name, followed by realtor. And then usually we're able to find an email. Yep, here it is.
Excellent. Dude, well, thank you so much.
Yeah, there's the email. I just put it in the chat. I'll also go ahead and throw it into your DMs. And then if you have any questions about how to move forward with a deal like this, please let me know. I'm happy to help and hop on the phone if need be. She just didn't pick up when I tried giving her a call.
Yeah, I hear that. A little unfortunate, but what can you do?
Yeah.
The business.
Keep calling, man.
All right, will do.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see if I can quickly get through these questions here. So a couple of you guys had calls. A couple of you guys had questions. I think we can knock Vlad out really quickly here. Vlad, you said the seller agreed to 0% again?
Yep.
I need to see that contract, man, because I can't call that.
Not that addendum. I'll send it. You want me to send it to you in DM?
Yeah. I just 100% need to know because, man, if I call that buyer and it's not that, he's gonna stop buying from me.
I'm about to send it to you now. Hold on.
Because that buyer is ready to go. Seller is ready to sign, but need to make sure it's a good deal. Well, I'll go ahead and check it out. You come on up, okay?
Yeah, it's in your DMs.
All right. Let's see what you have here. Now, how did you get them to agree to that?
Just ask the agent.
And they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
It's a weird ass deal, man. Agents on board, everything's signed. It's all good to go. Nothing funny going on here.
No.
All right.
Just look at the schedule, then because the schedule was like, I think it was interest payment 700, then the principal was 698 or something like that. But now it's just straight 0 interest.
Okay, let me call the buyer. One, two, three, four. What am I not telling the truth about?
Hello.
Hey, Saeed, how are you?
Hey, Richard, I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Weird, but the wholesaler negotiated on Hazel Ridge and actually got them to agree to 0% interest again.
Yes. I saw basically Nina reached out to me this morning. So she told me that the price went up a little. I was able to make the rate go down. So I was a little confused, but I basically wrote all the numbers down with her and I shared it with the fund. So I'm probably connecting with them at around 8 p.m. tonight to kind of figure out if everyone is aligned with that and if we can move forward with that.
Okay. Okay.
So
Let me see if
I
the
told
numbers
Ninia
did
that just give me
change.
till end of day today, and I will be able to respond back to her, because initially I had called that deal off in the fund, so everyone thought that deal was over. But then I just reposted it again on the group, like the WhatsApp group. So they had some questions, and everyone was free around 8 after work. So I was like, I'm happy to address any
Yeah.
questions.
So I'm looking at an addendum right now. It's saying 170,000. Was that the initial price that we told you it was at?
No. The initial price, I think that you told me was, and that's where the real confusion was also. The initial price you told me was, but that wasn't the original price. That was actually the seller carryback. The original price, even in the original terms, was higher, the purchase price.
Right. It says 160, 18 down. Now it looks like it's
Yeah.
now it looks like it's 170.
Yes.
With is it the same down payment, Vlad?
Yes, same down payment.
Okay.
Same down payment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
and I verified all the details with Nina this morning. I wrote everything down, and I had her text me everything to compare the old offer versus the new offer, so that I can put both of them in front of everyone.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Let me know if that's one that you're interested in.
Yeah. No, definitely, dude. I mean, I am pushing that very hard, because I am telling everyone we've already done the inspection. The house is great. There were just 2 things we needed to get done. So I was like, we could close very quickly on that. So I am just going to speak to all of them at 8 p.m. and see if everyone's ready to go for it. So we should be able to get back to her tonight at like 8 or 9 p.m. I don't know if you want me to directly text you, because I know it's pretty late where she's at.
Okay. No worries. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you, man.
All
Bye-bye.
right. See you. Bye-bye. I think I just got a crazy text. This is insane. I don't even think I can read this. I can't even read this. I just got the most crazy, unhinged, weird text. From somebody asking me for money, which is really weird. Ugh. What's the name and email that will be going on the contract? This is going to be GT Properties Group. Yusuf, this is for you. Info. Oh. One sec. I'm almost done. Okay. I'm all ready. Sorry about that, guys. Yusuf, Yusuf, I was talking to your agent about the contract for the one in Leander, Texas. That's an awesome deal. We're getting that signed. Thanks. You too, Kira. Okay.
Awesome, Richard. That's perfect. Actually, is the one that asked you for money? It might be me, by the way, because I did ask for because you received the check for Tacoma, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No way. You're the person texting me.
Okay.
This is no. The message I received is absolutely insane. But yes, I did receive the check for Tacoma. I wonder if Chris can get you paid. Chris And Yusuf, I'll just ask Chris. Hey, Chris, this is Yusuf. We owe him 3K.
No, not 3K. You have to deduct 750, which is the TC fee for him, if you remember.
Oh, right. Did you get your money? The wire transfer?
Oh yeah, I received it.
Great.
I will send it. I will send a screenshot right now.
Okay, so hey Chris, this is Yusuf. We owe him 2,250 from Tacoma closing the other day. Would you pay him? I'm live right now. Okay, I just texted Chris. Hopefully he can get you paid. Okay.
Gotcha. No worries.
All right. And then you're saying you got more?
I have 2 deals accepted actually, and I just want you to make the call. They are both accepted via email. I DM'd you the first deal. It's actually 4 properties, 1 single family, 3 duplexes. Man, they can bring up to like 4,000 if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure.
Wow.
So there's.
Are they all free and clear?
They are free and clear. They send me, I guess, something regarding due on clause, something that I
Due
really
on
didn't
sale.
understand.
Right.
And, yep, they are interested. They said they are interested. They want to make the deal happen. I sent you the terms too, and there is a Google Drive for everything. They sent in the Google Drive. You will see the rent roll. I really didn't understand it that much, but it looks like it's bringing right out 23,750. And there's like 3 vacant units, so each unit will rent out for 750 or 700. So that would be like shit ton of cash flow. Also, the single family one is really badly rented below the market, is like 440 per month. But there is cash flow even without having this raising up.
Okay, so we've got a package of seller finance deals. And then the one on Aline, I've seen that deal before. Somebody got that under a contract, and if it's not sold, it means there was something wrong with the property.
Aline, I guess I don't know that one. Oh yeah, Aline, the one in Georgia, Atlanta. Okay, this is a different deal actually that I got accepted to.
Yeah, we can try that again. I'd love to know what happened with it though, because I think somebody did get that at some point, but it didn't sell, and I don't know why.
It's actually rented for 3,800, but the issue is maybe the down payment. So they want 14% down payment, which is for 49,000.
That's probably why.
Yeah, maybe that's why. But the cash flow is really amazing. It's like 20%.
It's also rented room by room, I remember. So that guy
yep, that's right.
Man, I don't want to do 49K down on this thing. It needs a new roof, and it's rented room by room. We could probably put 30K down on this. And I think there's something else going on, like a condition issue, because I'm pretty sure that thing fell through. Chances are it was because of condition or down payment, or just that he's doing something interesting with the rent. The condition on this other one in Macon doesn't look terrible. Definitely gonna need a little bit of work, but not awful. Looks like a 4 property package.
Yeah, it's 4 property, 3 duplexes, and 1 single family.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so 3 duplexes, 6 units, and a single family, 7 units. What do all 7 units bring in? I understand they're below.
Yeah, so there's, I guess, 4 vacant units or 3 vacant units, and wait, do you see like the Google Drive? There is the rent roll there. I really didn't understand reading it, to be honest. If you could read it, that would be amazing.
Looks like a couple of them are occupied, a couple of them are not occupied. So looks like you might be bringing in 1,500 plus about 1,000 or so. So 2,500 coming in from all of them.
That without the vacant.
Yeah,
without the vacant.
it
units?
says
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, it says
Wait,
total
let me
monthly
check.
rent 37.25. Total target rent 27.75. We can just call and ask. We could just call and
Yeah,
ask.
that would be perfect. I already informed them, but actually, that he was talking to my brother Khaled, so he's the acquisition manager for it. So if he did ask you,
Okay. You've been speaking to Merritt,
yeah.
and then Chris just texted you back.
Let me check.
Oh, and then your other agent's texting me. I have my client reaching out to a tax pro about this year. I have my client reaching out to tax pros about the zero down. Zero down?
Huh? Our deal?
I don't understand. I don't know why he's asking me this. This doesn't make sense. I just question marked it. I'm not understanding why he said that. I don't know what that is. Maybe he's giving us zero down. I don't think so. Oh. Um 0% finance. Asking to. I have my client reaching out to a tax pro about 0% finance and if it would be taxed as a gift or not entitled to this as. Okay. I don't know. We'll see what he says. Okay. I will call this person now. It's ringing. Oh, did you send me the offer that you talked about with them?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I see it. And what was your brother's name again?
Khaled.
Say that one more time.
Khaled.
I'm hearing Kelt.
No, Khaled. Yeah, it's like DJ Khaled. Yeah.
Oh, like Khaled.
Meredith Eccles with Keller Williams Realty, Middle Georgia. If you would, please leave me your name, number.
He texted me. You've been speaking with my acquisitions manager about the properties on. And did they tell you about the condition of them? Obviously, it looks like it might need some rehab.
Yeah. Wait. Let me send you the email that they sent. Give me a second.
Looks like a couple of these units need renovating.
Yep, here it is. I just sent you what they said regarding all the units.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna add him to my contacts. I think he's gonna call me back here briefly. And what am I talking to him about? Just credibility?
No, he wanted. I really don't know. I sent you a screenshot of what did he say. He said like he accepted the offer, which is 440 as a purchase price, 44 down, and 1,200 as a monthly payment, 6 years balloon. But he said this. I sent you another screenshot.
He sent over everything. He does have a do unso clause. I thought you said it was debt free.
No, I said I don't know actually. They send me that and
Oh, they've got a mortgage on the property.
oh, so it can't work even if they are interested, or
It can. It just needs to be a hybrid. So we're gonna have to adjust the offer. Okay. I texted him. I said I'm calling to answer the questions you sent over. But seller's interested. He said he sent over official offer. He does have a due on sale clause, so we would have to do a land trust. Yeah, I can do that. That's okay. Since the owners purchased mostly all the interiors were renovated. I don't know about that. I mean, it looks pretty wrecked. Two tenants have
Yes, some of them looks like that. Yeah.
Seller is interested. He said send over official offer. Let's see everything on paper. He does have a due on sale clause though, so you'd have to do. Okay, so if we're gonna send over everything on paper though, and he has a due on sale clause, that means he has a mortgage on it, and I need to understand what his mortgage is. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'll send a voice message. I saw the email that you sent saying seller's interested, send everything over on paper. Happy to put this on paper for you. But I did see the thing about the due on sale clause. That's totally fine. I have another house in Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, where I've taken over the debt on it, and the mortgage is kind of still in the seller's. We can keep that. We can be simpler on that, guys. Let's be simpler. So I saw the email that said send over the offer on paper and that he has a due on sale clause, so we have to do a land trust. Happy to send over the offer on paper. If he does have a due on sale clause, that means he has a mortgage on the property. In order to structure payments on this, I just need to understand how much that debt would cost. So there's three parts of a deal like this. You have in your purchase price the mortgage that he owes on it, the amount that we're financing with him, and the down payment. For the amount that I'm financing with him, I need to understand what the other portion is so that I can structure that effectively because that offer that we gave you, the 440,000, 44K down, $1,200 per month, that's going to be adjusted because I'm going to take over the payments that he has on the property. So, for example, if his mortgage is costing him $600 a month and I'm paying him $1,200, that payment to him is going to be $600 and the payment on the mortgage is going to be $600. So, I just need to understand effectively what it is that we're taking over on the property and how much that costs per month. And then I can structure an offer surrounding that. So he just needs to check his phone. And if he checks his phone, I can do that. But I can't send him a contract because I don't know what he owes on his mortgage. And I can't look up what he owes on his mortgage because he has 4 properties on one lot and it's kind of skewing the data for us. I guess I could look up this address and see what it says. Does it say it has any debt on PropStream? 295. Looks like 295K is owed and costs roughly 2,500 per month. Well, if 295K is owed and it's costing 2,500 per month, we definitely need to get those other properties rented out. I think their portfolio is losing money right now. Anyways, was there anything else, Yusuf? That one, the other one that you have, lower down payment.
Absolutely, I will try to do that. And Richard, just real quick, Chris will send the money from like Grandin Tiller LLC, right?
Yes.
Oh, got you. Okay, sounds good. Really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Talk soon, man. Bye-bye. MJ Wade, we had something going on today. Was it a call? Were we going to do a call? MJ Wade, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. How
Okay,
can I
cool.
help you?
Yeah, we have a call. Even though I've been texting Adam, the agent. So the property's locked up. Shell found the buyer. Inspection scheduled for Saturday.
Oh, I'm about to get yelled at, huh?
No. In fact, I mean, it may not even be a big deal because I'm texting and calling, and since we scheduled the inspection, you know, I don't know if he had meetings or what, but he hasn't responded. So I just texted him and said, look, Rich is gonna. I said a 503 number. Oh no, he got a 503 number. So I said Rich is gonna call. He'll, you know, if you pick up, great. If not, he'll just leave you a voicemail. His big thing is that he got freaked out when folks started calling him like, I don't know, I guess they were trying to sneak around us and buy the property. He's like, why are you guys marketing this property? Somebody sent him the Buy Box Cartel marketplace link that is marketed on, and he kind of freaked out about that. I talked to Shell, or I messaged Shell. Shell said, just tell him that, we are marketing for partners, or cash money partners on this deal. So that was the last that was the communication that I gave him on that. I said, we are looking for equity partners on this, or capital partners on this for the down payment. And, that's what that's about. I don't know if you want to go with that, but, if he doesn't pick up, I'll just say he just wants some peace of mind about the whole Buy Box Cartel thing.
Sure. I would have just been transparent and be like, yo, I'm wholesaling this. But you told them that we're the equity partner here. So we kind of have to stick with that narrative, which is like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to bring the down payment to the deal.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say, man. So I was texting everybody trying to figure it out. And that's what Shell said. So I just went with that.
Okay. Yeah. What's the phone number?
I put it in your DM.
Is this Faith or Burke Ave?
Burke Ave. I was gonna say, if he would have picked up, 8th Ave is another one we're supposed to pick up. It just expired yesterday, and he said he's open to seller finance on that. So if he picked up, I was gonna say, if you want to do something really cool, perhaps we can lock that up. But I don't know if he's gonna pick up, so I'll just get him by later, I guess.
So when is EMD gonna be in on Burke Ave?
Shell said that it should hit on Monday. He said if everything goes well with the inspection on Saturday, EMD should hit Monday.
Are we in breach of contract with our inspection period?
No, we just went on a contract on Monday.
Oh, so we're still within our inspection period. He just doesn't like that he saw the property being marketed?
That's it.
And we got a buyer lined up to submit EMD on Monday?
Shell contacted me on yesterday morning. He contacted me like 30 minutes later. She contacted me yesterday morning, said, we got a buyer, 10K.
Look, guys, from time to time in wholesaling on market only, your realtor finds the Facebook posting, your realtor finds that you're marketing the deal, and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And it's like, my contract is assignable. It's assignable. I can assign the contract. If we're not in breach of contract, I get it. You're mad and frustrated and you want to kick and scream and no, frustrating, but I'm not in breach of contract. I'm going to submit EMD on Monday. And if I don't submit EMD on Monday, we'll back out of the contract, which is also not a breach of contract. It's that we didn't perform within our inspection period. So here's my perspective. We got a mad agent, Richard, come in and calm down the agent. And I'm like, why? And you're like, well, it would be nice to do that. And I'm like, but we're not in breach of contract. And we have an inspection scheduled and we have EMD ready to be submitted. So what's there to say to the agent? You wholesaled the house. Yeah. Well, I hate you. Well, we're going to get EMD in. Okay. What am I going to say to him, man? It's just like, I get it. He's upset. We're mad. We're angry. But we're not in breach of contract and we're going to submit EMD on this. I mean, I feel like bro's just going to raise my cortisol for no reason, Like, I get it. He's a nice guy and all, but like, dude, this is your wholesale deal. We found you a buyer for this. You already talked to the agent. You already smoothed it over. What am I talking to him for? We're going to get it done on Monday, right? The agent can't back out of the contract for the seller, and the seller can't back out of the contract either. We got an assignable agreement. So I guess if you could tell me like it feels like this. Hey man, he's kind of mad. Can you go calm him down? And then I'm like, hi. And he's like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, dude, what am I going to do here? Don't
worry about it, man. I'm just thinking, he called frustrated. I hadn't ran into the situation before. Only thing I knew was to contact Shell. Hey, Shell, this is what the guy's saying. What should I say? And then You know, I said, well,
All
hell,
right,
if
okay,
the
all right,
CEO
all right.
calls in, maybe it'll calm down.
All right, fine.
No,
I'll call him. I will call your guy, but I just don't know why we're calling him. But I'll call
Don't
him.
worry, no.
I'll call
Actually,
him
don't
for
worry about it,
content
Rich.
purposes. We'll call him for because hey, you know,
Okay.
if he yells at me, fine. We'll post it on TikTok and you know, whatever.
No, really, I don't even think he's gonna answer, man, because he hasn't answered my call, and I just called him like 5 minutes ago. So,
Okay, I'll call simply for content purposes. We'll see what happens, man. I just don't know what I'm doing here. But okay, we'll call him. I said I'd call, so we'll call. Here it is. All right, Adam. Let's see what you got for me. Hi. Grrr. I know. I'm sorry. Grrr. Oh, you're right. Yeah, and I know. I must. Yeah, but EMD is gonna be submitted. Okay. I'll send him a voice note. Okay.
you don't have to, man, but that's cool. I think he's good. I mean, that was just an extra. Maybe I'm just doing extra. Maybe I'm just doing the most.
I'm gonna say, I don't think we've connected yet, but your listing on Burke Ave got posted on my crowdfunding website. Essentially, real estate investors can post their deals and somebody else will pay for their entry fee in exchange for equity. It's my understanding that an a funding partner has been found and that inspection is scheduled, plus EMD to be submitted Monday, assuming clean inspection report. Okay, I texted him that. Let's see what.
And then just for my own knowledge, if I run into or I probably no doubt we'll probably run into this again. The best response is like, what's the best way to respond to something like that?
When somebody catches you wholesaling?
Yeah, they send me a buy box link, and you guys are you guys reselling the property? What are you guys doing?
Two things you can say. Hey, I'm looking for a partner to fund the deal for me. And yeah, our contract, you know, I'm just gonna bring somebody to the table to fund the deal with me. And say it super casual like that. And they're like, well, why is it posted here? Just so I could find a partner on the deal. Well, you didn't tell me you were gonna do that. I know, but you know, I'm within my inspection period and EMD is going to be submitted on time. And you know, if the inspection comes back bad, I'll back out to the inspection. But this is just how I acquire my properties. Sometimes I buy them, sometimes I pass them off to other investors, and all contracts are assignable unless stated otherwise. And that's how I'd handle it. And yeah, maybe it happens 1 in 10 times or so. But from time to time, yeah, you have to have that conversation. I usually find that if you perform on the contract, they're not going to get in the way of it closing because that means they're not getting paid, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. I learned something yet again, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And more will be coming this week.
Good job. Hey, $10,000 assignment for you?
Yes, sir.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Okay. All right, next. Who has another call? Who has another call? Was it OB3? Richard, what should I do if I have too many thoughts to think? What do you mean? Like, if there are too many thoughts in your head? Focus on physical sensations, dog. That's like the key of meditation, physical sensations. Focus on what you can feel here and now. Okay. OB3, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, brother. Hey, so yesterday I was talking to the owner of the house that made the offer. So he said to me that he's not really impressed with the deal because of the interest rate. He said that the interest rate, they want to offer him because the house is let me see. Give me a second. The listing was 44.9K plus, and I offer 40.90K, and over asking price. And he said, I don't know, the interest rate, what I offer, it doesn't cover the interest rate. It's not enough to cover the interest rate. That's the only part that he's worrying about. And I send you everything there in your DM, and then his phone number. His name is Matthew, and I told him about you, so you can give me a call to convince him that part, because he wants to get the interest rate.
Okay. So he's got a mortgage here of $215,000.
He has a mortgage?
Yes, he has a mortgage of $215,000, and it's costing him $1,890 per month, but that doesn't include taxes and insurance. Taxes and insurance probably make that mortgage closer to like $2,300 per month. How much is this thing bringing in?
He sent me everything. It was 5,130.
Okay, so the way it would work is we take over the debt and we'll pay whatever that debt costs. And then we finance the remaining amount with him. So rather than having an interest rate that covers the entire amount like a wrap, we are going to take over. There's three parts of a hybrid, guys. There's three parts of a hybrid. So imagine that it says deal in between my hands right here. Deal. Well, what is the deal made up of? The deal is made up of a down payment, a mortgage, and a seller financed portion. So what could that look like? Well, let's say it's a 400K house and there's 200K on the loan. Well, that's pretty simple. This is 400K. What is the 400K consisting of? The 400K consists of a mortgage, perhaps 200,000, a down payment, perhaps 40,000, and then what's left over? $160,000. That would be the seller carryback. So you can think of it as, instead of financing the entire amount, well, there's only one portion that you are financing. The other amounts are not financed. A down payment in this scenario is not financed. Mikado Avenue said he's unavailable to talk right now. Yusuf, sorry, he said he wasn't available. So yeah, you're just financing the seller carryback, which is the purchase price, less the mortgage, less the down payment. It's the amount that they're supposed to receive at that purchase price. How and where do the kids you talk about under 18 sign wholesale deals if you have to be 18 to sign? A lot of people who are under 18 years old in the Discord will have me sign their contract, another member sign their contract, a parent sign their contract, a sibling sign their contract. We have Buy Box Cartel auto contracts where you can submit a contract signing request to my company. You submit your deal to my company, and my company says, "Hey, we like that. I'm willing to throw down on that deal. We are willing to sign that for you." So those are a couple different ways they can do it. But yeah, you're not supposed to sign contracts if you're under 18. Anyways, let's go ahead and give him a call here. Can I see his exact response? Oh, you already sent it. Thanks for your time. I'll attach my. Oh, we already sent that. Okay. We have already sent that. So I
And
understand.
he has a bunch of property too. He said he has a lot of property, so just to get off that, because it's got Thailand land law.
I got it. So should you want me to call Jonathan?
No, his name is Matthew.
Are you talking to the realtor or the seller?
No, that's the owner himself.
How'd you get the owner's name?
So I call the number, that number, and they send me to the seller, to the owner.
Oh, you skip traced him?
Now, I used to skip trace. I just call it, and then the office, they give me the phone number of Matthew, and I call him, and I was talking, and I send the offer.
Okay. What's his name?
His name Matthew.
Matthew. And what's your name?
My name is Bahabi.
Would you mind typing that out for me?
This is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. My name is Richard Taylor. You were speaking with my acquisitions manager regarding a property on Broadway Street in Galveston, Texas.
Okay.
We had made you an offer, but it didn't cover the interest rate that you had underlying on the loan. But I think I had a solution for that if you're still hearing offers on that property.
What's your proposal?
I was thinking that we could modify the agreement a little bit, kind of into 3 parts. We have the purchase price, there's a mortgage within the purchase price, there is a down payment within the purchase price, and then there's a seller financed amount. So rather than taking the entire offer that we've given you and stacking an interest rate on it and hoping that it covers your mortgage, why don't we just take over whatever that mortgage is, give you the down payment that we talked about, and then whatever's left over for your equity, we attach an interest rate to that. So whatever the mortgage is, fully covered, and then we just seller finance the equity portion rather than the entire amount and hope that that payment covers your loan. So I was thinking that we could probably achieve what you're looking to achieve with an interest rate as long as we just took over the current mortgage on the property.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in doing that with you guys. I don't know you that well.
So you're not. Is it you weren't looking to sell the property anymore, or?
No, I'm not interested in doing a subject to with somebody I don't know.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to do a subject to deal either. More so, I would just make you the mortgage payment each month, and the mortgage would stay in your name, and we wouldn't have to do a subject to. Ton of different ways that we could do it. Maybe we could even assume the loan, depending on what type of loan it is.
I doubt it's assumable.
Okay.
And my mortgage isn't that much. The problem is that what you're proposing has got an NPV of like 350, and I'm not interested in selling it for 350.
What is NPV?
Net present value.
Okay.
So like I did basically, you apply a discount to money in the future as opposed to money today.
Okay, I see. So I would probably be able to attach a 5 or 6% interest rate onto the equity of the property. So whatever's owed on the property now, that we would pay for that. Whether or not we take it over, we give you the payment, you make the payment. You know, you could ensure that that's paid monthly and then foreclose if that payment's not made. But for the equity portion, I'm happy to stack a market interest rate onto it. It doesn't need to be 0% interest.
So why don't you just make me a proposal that involves you paying me some reasonable down payment and paying me interest on, whatever the balance is.
Okay, I've got that for you right here.
Okay, what is that?
Is it accurate that $215 or so is owed on the property? Because that's kind of what I've based the payments around.
Yeah, it's probably in that range.
Okay, so here's my proposal. We had initially discussed a $490,000 offer to kind of incentivize the seller financing arrangement. I'm thinking that because we're adding an additional interest rate onto it, we'll just give you your asking price and then smack a 5.5% rate onto the equity. So if we purchase the property for your asking price of $449,000, call it $450, $215 is on the mortgage, $49,000 is a down payment, so that leaves you with $450 minus $215 minus $49, $186,000 to be seller financed at 5.5% interest over a 6-year period of time. I can text that over if you'd like, along with the portfolio.
I guess what I'm not really following is, so are you proposing to pay off the current mortgage, or are you proposing that I keep paying the current mortgage and you guys make me some kind of payment to pay the current mortgage?
I'm proposing that we take over the debt. The way that I would do that is I would put the property into a trust, and then we just essentially make you a payment that covers the mortgage each month. And then we've also seller financed your remaining equity, the 186. I just did this in San Antonio. I had a house in San Antonio that I owned, and I had a 2.7% interest rate on it. And a buyer came to me and he said, "Hey, I want your interest rate." And I said, "How could we do that?" And he said, well, why don't we just put it into a trust and I'll buy the trust off you. And if I don't make payments, the trust defaults back to you. And I said, okay. I sent it to a title company and they closed that up for me. And I haven't had an issue with that deal. So I've kind of been purchasing properties like that recently. So I guess my proposal here is I want to seller finance your equity at 5.5% for 6 years. And I want to pay the $2,300 that your mortgage has each month. I don't know if that's reasonable, but I could text it over if you wanted to do some thinking on it.
Yeah, send me an email and I'll take a look at it. Your bird dog guy has got my email. You mean you're welcome to text me. I can send you my email address.
Okay.
But
I'll send over 3 others that I own in Texas that I've done this on, and proof of funds from today. And if it makes sense, I'd love to do a deal with you.
Okay. All right. I'll take a look.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, stay on the phone with sellers. We could have easily ended that phone call when he said that he wasn't interested, but you stay on the phone with the seller. What is in the chat right now? What is that, bro? I don't know what that is, but I actually want that thing. You know, I'm actually gonna say I didn't really love that call because I thought I was tone matching his aggressive demeanor. Not aggressive, standoffish. He had a kind of a standoffish demeanor, and I was tone matching that. And I like to come across more friendly, but that's just kind of how he was talking to me. And you know, I do think that we kind of flipped him. Do I love that? No. I don't love it, but I think that we can put something in front of him and perhaps we can shoot our shot here. So I kind of danced around taking over his mortgage and doing a subject to deal. My feedback for myself is I wish I could have been a little bit more friendly with him. I think I'd like to be a little bit more friendly with him, but just kind of how it goes. So he wants an email, I'm pretty sure. I'll text. Do you have his email?
Yeah, I have it. Let me get it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know if that deal is going to make sense to him, but we'll see. We'll see.
He said he has a bunch of property. It seems like it's a Thailand law, and it's just to put on market and to move on from it.
Yeah. So guys, this was a call for another student. A student got a deal, but the deal ran into an objection, and here I am trying to solve the objection so that we can secure a wholesale deal. But yeah, I'm going to send him an email kind of breaking down the offer that I have for him. I don't know if he likes it or not. You know, I think it's okay. But I want to copy you on the email just in case I miss his response here, just because I get a lot of outreach. Could I grab your email as well, please?
Yeah, I'm about to send you too. Give me a second.
Thank you so much. You were friendly for a Texan. I'm not from Texas. No, he doesn't, Yusuf. No, he doesn't. I have a question about a property in Cleveland. Yeah, that looks good. Remember, Devon, you need the wholesale disclosure signed if you're going to wholesale in Cleveland now. So Cleveland and really Ohio got this this law passed where you now need to get people to agree to wholesale deals. But what I will say is that Mike actually did it. Mike did it. I had never heard of it. I understand what present value is. What he's referring to for the present value thing is I hadn't heard the acronym before, but essentially he's saying I don't want to finance at 0% interest because it doesn't account for inflation. He's smart. He's a smart man. What he's saying is if I sell or finance $350K to you today or $450K to you today, that's not the same as $450K in 6 years. So we need to add interest to make up for that. So that makes sense. Let's write him this offer. Thanks for your time today. We had briefly discussed my offer for your property in in Galveston. Thanks for your time today. We had briefly discussed my offer for your property in Galveston. I was the one wanting to take over your debt. And finance your equity at 5.5%, which hopefully that works. So I'm going to go ahead and say the purchase price would be $450,000. $450,000. The down payment would be $49,000. The mortgage of $215,000 would be taken over, parentheses, not via subject to. Not via subject to. And your equity of $186,000 would be financed at 5.5% with payments of, and what is that looking like? 186, 5.5%. That's about $1,000 in payments, which should work because you said it's bringing in 5,000 what?
130. 135, 5,130.
Okay, 5,130. Okay, got it. With payments of 1,115 per month. I'm concerned about the due on sale clause. The way I take over debt is I place the asset into a trust and I buy into a partnership with the owner in which I am responsible for the payments. This keeps you on as a part owner without any equity, as a part owner so that you can reclaim the property without, and I'm going to say the trust without foreclosure. This also satisfies your mortgage policy stating that you are not to sell the property without paying off the loan. Okay. We also structure this such that if payments on either your loan or the seller carry back are missed for 2 consecutive months, the property goes back to you. Price $450,000. Down payment $49,000 plus closing costs. Debt taken over $215,000. Equity financed, $186,000 at 5.5% AIR. Amortized over 30 years. Balloon payment. That's going to be for his equity, and it will be for $170,000 actually on the dot. Okay. So I've written out that offer, an explanation here, hopefully solving his objection. I have the email written out, and I'm sending this with your email as well, right here. And yeah, let me know how he responds, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Thanks so much, Rich. Also, one more thing for one of the units is vacant just a month ago, but it's empty, but it can rent for. I just want to let you know one of the units is vacant. The rest is occupied.
Okay. That's no problem.
Okay. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate you for your time.
Absolutely. Talk soon.
Bye.
Okay. Two more people. We're looking at, it won't show me your name, but starts with an S. I wish I knew what your name started with, man, but yeah.
Yo.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, man. I left the question. The question I have, the property I have on your chat, on your messages. So it's about a deal in Sacramento, and it's the seller I'm dealing with. And okay, his current situation is kind of way different than anything. First of all, I don't know if we deal with pre-foreclosures here.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, sounds good. And second of all, I've been waiting for him for a while because before I reached out to him, he went through bankruptcy, and I just told him that I cannot do anything because until his case got dismissed, and now the sale is going to be at the end of April of this month. So I sent all the terms in your chat in there. If you want me to read it to you, I can. Let me see. So it's in Sacramento. Arrears that he has is $71,000. Total debt is $418,000 in total debt that he has. And I walked through the property. And it's cosmetic work, a little bit of work, and it's a big house. It's in front of the Sacramento River, and it's across a road that they're building new development. Like they're building 26 houses across the road in front of the property. So yeah, he wants to walk away for $20,000. I said I cannot do that.
What does he owe? What does he owe on his loan?
$418,000.
Okay, and what's it worth?
It's worth around 626 on Zillow.
Okay. So it's a fix and flip.
Yeah, it's kind of like a fix and flip because it needs cosmetic work. Actually, a lot of work, and it has 7 rooms, 7 in an ADU. 7 rooms in an ADU. basically 7 rooms that 3 rooms that looks like offices and 4 actual rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody could probably flip the house. I mean, let me just see what's selling right here. So here's the river.
Current payment is $2,400 too, and interest rates are 4.25.
Okay. Well, you've got a lot of equity in it, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is that he also mentioned this that he has a second lien of 144,000, but
So
it's an equity loan.
so he doesn't. So his mortgage is closer to 600.
Yeah, I think it's around there. Total debt, it could be around 600.
Not much we can do, man. Distressed. You know, when you were telling me that he owes 400, I'm thinking, okay, a flipper might just want to take over the debt because the debt is substantially less than the property is worth, and then they can renovate the property,
Yeah,
and they have a lot of equity in it. And maybe that makes sense. But now I'm thinking, distressed house, no cash flow, um,
arrears.
and taking over the debt. That's really hard, man. I don't know what to do with this one. If you had 400K owed on a distressed house and the house is worth like 600 but doesn't need that much to get to 600 value, yeah, somebody might buy it just for the debt that's in place, put a little bit of rehab in it, and then throw it right back on the market. But now that I'm thinking that he's over leveraged, 70K behind, and distressed, I don't know what to do.
And stress.
It's not a rental, it's not a fix and flip.
And let's say right, the 144 is included with the total debt of 418. You said that it's we're able to do something with the property if it's only the total debt is only 400,000, right?
It's
And the thing is,
at that point it's still a maybe. But yes, it's more likely there. And the reason I say it's a maybe is because um when you're a flipper and you're flipping houses, you don't have to come up with your own rehab money. You can just get a loan to cover that rehab. So for example, this right here, this is a $24,000 check that I got today. It's not an assignment fee, it's rehab money from the purchase of a distressed property. If you purchase a property by taking over the debt, you're not getting a loan for the rehab, right? You're just taking over the debt. So it's ideal for those properties to not need rehab and be in turnkey condition so that we can renovate, so that we can just rent out the property. If I'm flipping the house, I actually like to buy it outright because my lender will pay for the purchase and the rehab. If I'm doing a creative finance deal and I'm taking over the debt on the property, I have to come up with the rehab money. So it would help if he only owed 400 and the house is currently worth 600, but the person still has to come up with the rehab money. So yes, maybe we could shoot our shot on something like that, but it's not as cookie cutter as you might imagine because at the end of the day, the buyer's still coming up with that rehab money.
okay, I see where you're coming from. Okay, yeah, all right. I'll ask him if he has another mortgage statement because he showed me the mortgage statement. He only had $418,000, but for some reason he mentioned he had a second lien. I don't know if it doesn't separate.
Try to give him 10K. If he has 200K in equity in the property, you could give him 10K to take over the debt. But if he has no equity in the property and it's distressed, that loan is not inherently valuable, and we might just want to purchase it for an outright price. But his equity is such that he couldn't accept that. So, you know,
Okay.
I guess I'll say this: if he owes 400, see if you can give him 10K down. You've got a 200K in equity walking into the deal. But if he owes way more, it's hard, man.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Another thing is I have another lead. I was calling sellers, and I came across this lead in Houston, Texas. Man, I don't know how to. I'm kind of scared of like just pitching my low ball offer because I'm just gonna pitch them cash and it needs a lot of work. What would you be your strategy to make your offer make sense? Like, why are you offering that low?
I'm sorry, I was responding to a text message.
No, you want me to send you the answer for that?
So you're saying, what do I do to make a low offer make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which property are we talking about? Is this just in general? How do I make a low offer make sense?
This is the property I'm talking about. It's another one that I have an appointment call for tomorrow with the seller and the wife, with the husband wife. I just send you the address for that property. I just want to go prepare, so I justify my offer.
Okay. So your question is, if somebody has a high asking price but it needs to be low,
Yeah.
how do we push that through?
Yeah, yeah, not really. Just like to justify it. If they don't want to take it, then they will. If they don't, then they don't. I just want to like justify. I just want to like sound. I just want to sound that I make sense. Like, oh, okay, this is like a legit offer, and he gave valid reason
Yeah,
why
yeah.
he offered this.
So let's run through a hypothetical. Maybe I can get somebody to role play with me, who has too high of an asking price, and I can tell you how to talk them down, because it is really simple, and I do have a pretty good way to do that. Maybe Mora wants to role play with me, or Jonas, or maybe Jonas wants to. Sure, Jonas wants to do a little role play with me. What's up, Jonas?
What's up, Richard? How you doing?
Doing well, man. So here's the scenario that we're gonna role play for this guy. You have a house, and you're firm on your asking price of 150, and the ARV is 200, and it's in shit condition, right? Really rough shape. So I'm trying to talk you down. It's not your job to yield to me. It's your job to be a reasonable realtor, how a realtor would actually respond, so that this guy can get an idea of how to actually handle that. So don't think that you have to make this go my way. Fight me, put up the fight that you would imagine that you might see or might not see. So you just handle it how you think you should handle it. But again,
Okay.
your purchase price, you're asking 150, and you really need that 150. House is trashed. I'm going to be asking you about the renovation for the property and the ARV for the property, and see if I can make an offer. And we're just essentially going to see if and chat, you guys can. Are you in a good place to role play right now, Jonas?
Yeah, I am. I'm just meal prepping, but it's no problem.
Okay, cool. All right. Hey there, is this Jonas?
Yes.
Hey, Jonas, I was calling about your listing on 123 Main Street. You got a moment?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm looking to get pre-approved with my lender here. He just had a couple questions that I couldn't answer. Has the seller shared with you everything that's going on with the property? It looks to be quite extensive.
Overall, the disclosure isn't the best. He's an investor himself, so he doesn't have a lot of information on it. I'd hope inspection would definitely clear that up.
Okay. So it's just, as of right now, it's just assume it needs everything.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And the 150,000, I saw you've been on market for a couple months now. Are you guys pretty firm on the 150?
I don't think he'd go lower than 140.
Okay, got it. My lender was looking at the ARV here, because my loan's based on the ARV. I saw two neighbors' houses. One sold for 210, one sold for 205. Were you guys thinking that if this thing got flipped, it might go for like the 205, 210?
Depending on the renovation, I think it could go up to 220, but somewhere in that range.
Okay, got it. I showed the pictures to my contractor. We want to walk the property. Do you know when we could get in?
There's a lockbox there, so anytime that works well with you.
Okay. Just at first glance, this kind of looks like 45K rehab to me, kind of based on my other projects. But I haven't seen it yet. Did you have any thoughts on that?
I'm not a contractor myself, but somewhere in that range, maybe.
Okay, so game plan here is kind of like, you're looking for an investor, because it's in condition such that you could only sell to an investor, right? Couldn't get an FHA on this, couldn't get a DSCR because of the condition.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are kind of looking for an investor that buys at 150. They throw in about 45, 50K rehab, and then they sell it for 210. And are you guys charging 6% for the sales price, like for the realtor fee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the numbers are like, buy for 150, put in 50K, sell for 210.
Yeah. Ideally, maybe you could put in more renovation and
Sell for 220.
higher. Yeah, but
Okay, so you're kind of thinking that I could buy for 150, put in 60K, and then sell for 220.
yeah.
Okay, and then out of the 220, 6% gets charged. That's about 14K, and I'm in it for 210. So I kind of walk away with 206, and I'm in it for 210.
You could maybe hold it and maybe hope that value goes up later.
So the game plan might be buy for 150, come up with $60,000 in cash, and then negatively cash flow. Because remember, the house rents out for like 1,800, and if the whole investment is 200, you know.
I got nothing to say. How do I start
So-
there, Richard?
So how do I want to be that buyer, man. I want to be the buyer. I'm ready to get it done, but I got a business partner and I got to get him on board too. How do I spin this to sound good to the business partner? Hey man, we really should buy this property. We're going to buy it for 150. We're going to put in 50 and then we're going to sell it for a 10K loss. Like how do you think I would like spin that? Like maybe I could kind of like say it with a cool beat. Like we're going to buy it for 150. We're going to put in 50K. We're going to sell it for like 210 and get a 10K loss. Like how would you make that sentence sound like a little bit more appealing? Have you ever like written something out in cursive? Maybe I could write it to him in cursive.
Yeah, maybe put a little bit of artwork.
Shit, have you ever put hearts above your eyes? Like real talk, how do I buy this listing, man? I'm going to lose 20K on it if I buy it at your asking price. Can we get
That's a lowball offer, maybe?
but let's not. Come on, how many people have lowballed your seller? Let's not do that. Why don't we go to your seller and say, "Hey, this house sold for 210. How much do you think it would cost to?" Because here's what I would do if I were the realtor, right? I would go to the seller and I'd say, "Hey, maybe we can get more than 150 for this." And he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I mean, this house sold for 210 and it's your neighbor's house." And he's like, "Oh, okay, how do we do it?" And I'm like, "Well, we just gotta. Well, I mean, what do you think? We got to put like 50 into it, right?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." I'm like, right. Because if you buy for 150 and you put in 50K, it's kind of like you break even. It doesn't change anything if it sells for 200 because it's like the exact same, right? He's like, "Yeah." And then you go to him and you're like, "Well, that's how flippers are thinking. If you buy it for 150 and you put in 50," and he's like, "Oh, right." So rather than going to him with another low ball, what if you go to him and you're like, "Hey, we could get 210 for this." And he's going to be like, "Oh yeah, how do we do that?" And then you guys mutually land on the rehab number. And he's like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then you say, "Well, that's how flippers feel at this asking price." And it's kind of a gotcha moment, which I'd hate to pull on your seller, but how many times have people given you low balls that he said no to? So let's reverse engineer this scenario. I want to work with you to get your commission paid here. What we're going to do, or hopefully, we can show the seller the comps and be like, "Yo, maybe we can get this." And then we bring in the rehab money and then he says no to that. And then we say, "Okay, well, that's how buyers are feeling. Are we willing to sell it at a price where buyers don't lose money? Or are we only willing to sell it at a price where buyers do lose money?" You know, it'd be hard for him to say, "Yes, I'm only willing to sell at a price where buyers lose money," because it's like, how can you say that? It's just ridiculous. So anyways, that's my role play. That's how I do this, guys.
I was speechless. There's nothing I can really say there.
I get them to agree to an ARV. I don't tell them why they're agreeing to an ARV. I was like, "Oh, do you think it's this?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I get them to agree to a rehab number and they're like, "Okay, yeah." And then I use their own numbers against them. And I'm like, "So you guys kind of looking for a buyer that's like willing to lose 10, or like, what's the game plan here?" And then I just say nothing. And they're just like, well, I think maybe." And then I change their approach to the seller by saying, "Hey, instead of just giving him a low ball, they're not going to understand the low ball. How many times have you done this in the past? Let's give them the comp and then let's see if we can ask them if they want to sell for this much. And then you guys land on a rehab number and then you say, well, this is how investors feel." Because your pitch can be amazing to the realtor, but if the realtor from that conversation only hears a price and they relay that price to their seller, you're just like everybody else. You have done nothing. So you also have to educate the realtor on how to approach the seller about that offer. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a good pitch, Richard. I was completely speechless. Nothing to come back to. Once I agreed to the ARV and rehab, that's for
yeah, sure. I lock you in place, and those are our anchoring points. Those are our anchors, and you can't really move from those anchors. So guys, don't just throw out a low ball. Pin them. They'll have to tap. And then educate them on how to, as in like tap out. Educate them on how to approach their seller. And guys, if you want to throw in some like, some funny comedy stuff, be like, "Okay, so you think maybe if I write this in cursive, my business partner might like it?" Or like, how do we get that across? How do we get him to like that? And that serves as rapport. It serves as rapport. That makes you stand out from everybody else who's approached them. But anyways, to the user whose name is S, that role play was supposed to illustrate how I would actually do that.
Yeah, okay. All right, sounds good. I'm applying that to the seller. Like it's the same thing. I apply it to the seller. Yeah.
Yeah, so land on your anchor points and then use that against them. And then the line to memorize is, are you guys looking for a buyer that's kind of like willing to lose 10 or 20K or
Okay.
and then you just pause.
No, yeah, actually, hey, that was a good pitch, man. Actually, that was a good explanation about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna start using.
You know, guys, I find that when you start in wholesaling, how many people are embarrassed to say a low number? How many people embarrassed? I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed to say the word seller finance, embarrassed to say the low number. But guys, if you present yourself in the way that I'm talking, we would not be embarrassed. We would not be embarrassed. It's like, okay, I got it. So I buy for 150. I put in 50 and then I sell for 210 and they're like, yeah. And then I'm like, and how much do realtors charge nowadays? 6%? Okay. And then they literally know what you're saying without you having to say it. You don't have to say it. You know, you just run through that with them and they're like, "Oh," because your realtor really hasn't put much thought into who's going to buy the property. All they do is they see a house and they're like, "This is a house. This is a house and houses sell. This is a house." That's literally all they see. And we have to explain where we're coming from. And rather than saying, hey, so this is where I have to come in, I have to come in here, let them decide, let them say the number first where you have to come in. Because based on that education session that you just had with them, they're going to understand. Anyways, we'll talk, man. Thanks for coming up. I got one more person, Carlo. Carlo has a nice little GT3 on his profile. What's going on, man?
How are you? We're good?
I'm well today. How are you?
I'm good. So I don't know if you remember Monday, Chris came up on stage and asked you to call a realtor, and you called him and you pitched him like the basically how to structure like the mortgage takeover deal and everything.
Yes, I do remember.
So the realtor texted me saying like, hey, can we, the seller wants to talk to Richard. So I'm like, okay, perfect. This is like the perfect scenario. So Chris brought me up here to see if you can talk to him. I sent you everything through your DMs. I don't know if you can like click on my profile and check. But yeah, you should have, so call the realtor first if you can, and then call the seller, because the realtor told me he might have like poor connection. So if he doesn't pick up, just call the seller straight away.
Okay. Just a moment here. And then OB3, I just got that over to your realtor. I saw that. I got you. So let me go ahead and check out your address. Learn a little bit about the offer.
Oh, you want me to? I can tell you about it if you want.
Oh, this is that mortgage takeover?
Yeah, takeover. It's not the best like mortgage, but it's a duplex, and then it's a 10K entry fee. It's pretty low. Yeah, 10K plus closing costs.
Okay, 10K to take over the debt. Tell me about the mortgage. What is it?
7%, which is not the best, and then rents out for both unit 2,700.
And your PITI?
It should be like 21. Everything.
Should be or is, because that's cutting it close. Any higher and
that's what the realtor told me. But again,
well, let's confirm that. Let's confirm. Because I'm thinking that it could be slightly higher. And if it's a break-even deal, that's a little hard, but it is Houston, so that's a good market. Okay, so mortgage looks like the mortgage is costing $2,000 on the dot. So you got a $2,000 mortgage, but then you also have taxes and insurance on top. Now, taxes and insurance in Houston are crazy high. They're probably for a property like this, $500 per month. So I will call and I will have a conversation with them, but I'm going to kind of position the conversation around, hey, looks like the mortgage could be $2,500 and we're bringing in $2,700. and we'll see what that yields. So seller's personal number, so realtor's number, and you want me to talk to the seller?
Well, the realtor asked if you can call him, and then he said my connection is a bit spotty, so in case I miss it, please call the owner directly. So I just sent you both numbers that I got, and then we can go from there.
Should I start with the realtor then?
Yeah, I think that's probably the better thing to do.
Chart says what you got. Chart, I have this one's weird. Only some people know what this is, but I have a Volvo S60R from 2004. I have an Audi RS6 Avant, and I have a M2 CS. We've also got a number of motorcycles. I have a seller finance motorcycle. Nobody knows this. I have a Triumph Street Twin. I have a 900cc Triumph Street Twin, or my business partner Chris and I do, and we seller financed it at 0% interest, which was really cool. Your M2 is a CS? Of course it is. Of course it is. All right, here we go.
Press 1 if you are interested in leasing a property. Press 2 if you'd like to speak with Avi.
Thanks for calling Key Renter Houston Property Management. Please note that this call may be recorded for quality assurance or training.
Damn right. Sorry.
We'll be with you soon. Thanks.
Does the Volvo have a space ball? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I don't want an automatic S60R. That would be lame. I do. I want the Evo, Jart. I would love that. It says, I have so much more respect for you now.
You reached Avi with Key Renter Houston Property Management.
Okay, bro didn't pick up. You want me to call the seller?
Try the seller. I mean, he texted me like, because I told him you were gonna call him at I think it's 3:30 your time, but it's cool. He just texted me, but whatever. Just call the seller.
Okay, hold on. I gotta call this guy. Let's get it. What's his name?
The seller, I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Hello, this is Justin.
Hey, Joseph. My name is Richard Taylor.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Richard Taylor. I was calling you about Sanders Street in Houston. Your realtor told me to give you a call. We were the ones who were looking to make an offer on that property by taking over your debt. Yeah. Quick question here. I'm still kind of deciding on this one. Is your mortgage $2,000, $2,100 per month? Your realtor was saying it could be that, or it might be a little bit higher.
It's that amount.
It's that amount. So is there an HOA on top of that as well?
No.
Okay, and that includes taxes and insurance too?
No, just principal and interest.
Okay, got it. Do you think taxes and insurance could be another $500 or so per month?
It could be, but I typically just pay out of pocket for it.
Okay. Yeah, we like to escrow that in. So you guys have tenants in place. They're paying $2,700 right now, and you think that mortgage, when it's all said and done, may be close to $2,500, $2,600?
More or less. I'm not like I said, I'm not 100% sure just because I pay it all out of pocket.
Okay. Is this something you're just wanting to get out of? Like, you want to get out of the rental property business just so that you can get this thing off your books? Because I'm gonna be real, man. I would probably wholesale this thing. I probably wouldn't buy it because I think I'm paying $2,700 and I'm bringing in $2,700. However, somebody would love to move into the property if we had a down payment that made sense to them. But I know you've got tenants in place, so I might be able to help you out from this if you're looking to just sort of walk away from this and get this thing off your books.
Wholesale, what do you mean?
Wholesale means pass off to a person who wants to buy it. It's like somebody who passes it off to real estate investors. So I got a number of buddies who rent out to people who want to live in the property, and I would probably pass it off to somebody like that. it just is not, I'm not sure it's going to make sense for me to take title on this thing, given that we're paying 25, 26, and we're bringing in 27. You know, I like to cash flow on my properties.
Right.
So I could probably pass it off to somebody else, but I'll be real with you, man. They probably want to get into this thing for like 5 or 10K down.
5 or 10K down.
Yeah, they would.
Myself or
More so the end buyer. The end buyer would look at this and say, okay, I can go get my own loan for 6.5% interest right now, but I would take over this guy's loan if we could get into it for a low down payment. So I don't want to waste any of your time. I think we could get this deal done, but I'd probably have to just pay your closing costs in this deal and find somebody who'd want to move into it for 5K down, which is kind of a challenge, but I thought I'd let you know about that.
Yeah, I'm open to it.
Okay. Okay. We still have tenants in the property. Do you know how much longer they intend to stay?
We just put them in there.
Is it a month-to-month lease or is that a 12-month lease?
12 months.
12-month lease. Oh man, because somebody would want to move into the property and live in it, but if we've got tenants, obviously they can't do that. And then investors are going to be thinking like cash flow, so it might be a little bit of a challenge. I tell you what, I'll shoot you over an offer, and if it's something that we can shoot our shot at, we'll try to see if we can connect you to somebody who can make this happen. I think that's
you're gonna assign the contract to somebody else.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's going to be doable to find a buyer because you have tenants. We might be better off working this deal out when your tenants vacate the property, because I'd hate to displace them too. You know, I wouldn't want to get them out of this property.
I'll have to see how that's going to be structured, because with wholesale, you're assigning the contract to somebody else. So what is the price is going to be versus your finder's fee?
I would sell it to somebody for 5K down, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't think I can do that with tenants in the property. So I think when your lease ends, we should probably reopen the conversation, and then we can get this thing off your books so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. But it's going to be somebody who wants to live in the property. And if you've got tenants in there, obviously they can't move into the property. As far as investors go buying the property, they're going to be looking at the cash flow, and that's going to be a hard pill for them to swallow. So I could probably reopen this conversation in about a year when that lease ends.
By that time, it'll be sold.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Anyways, man, I'm sorry I couldn't make something work for you. Call me back if something changes.
Sounds good.
All right, bye-bye. Rule of thumb: if Richard tells you the mortgage is $2,500 and you got no cash flow, that's the mortgage. There's nothing to do with that deal, man. Investors don't want it because you have no cash flow. Buyers who want to live in it don't want it because they can't move in. So unfortunately, not much we can do there.
It's all good. Thank you, though. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Best of luck. Guys, I find that if you're doing a mortgage takeover, it needs to be cheap and it should be off market. Guys, here's what I would say. If you want to do a mortgage takeover deal right now, I would probably not go to Zillow. And I know that's a change. I know that's a change. You know, we don't typically say stuff like that. What do you mean don't go to Zillow? Well, understand that it's pretty saturated. A lot of people are making this pitch. But then beyond that, the cash flow is far and few between. However, if a listing has failed, you can call the seller directly on Lightning Leads. Let's check out Minneapolis, guys. No. Let's do Milwaukee. Let's do I don't know how to spell Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're going to do off market. We're going to do mortgage takeover, and I'm going to click search. Keep in mind, we have this deal in closing from Lightning Leads right now. This is an off market deal. It turned out to be a cash deal instead of a creative finance deal. $13,000 assignment fee. This is from Mike. Guys. So check this out. Lightning Leads allows you to skip trace. I am going to price these low to high to look at the cheap ones. And I'm going to scroll until they start to look like decent houses. Because see how these things are just shitters, guys? I want it to be a decent house, like this guy. However, he's not cash flowing, so I don't like that. Your cash flow is kind of low here. I don't love how low their cash flow is. Low cash flow. Okay. Nice. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see what this thing's looking like. So this thing, listing removed? Yeah, listing removed. They listed it for sale and they removed the listing, and it doesn't have a sale notification here, so they just took it off market. However, I feel like we could do better. I'm going to pick a different market. I'm going to go Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to do Memphis, Tennessee. Let's click search here, see what I can find. Okay, nice, cheap houses. See how the cash flow is much different here now? Yes, much different. Now, I do want one that's cash flowing like 250, 300 per month. Ooh, 500 per month. Nice. Check this out, guys. This was listed 122 days ago. Looks good, right? 122 days ago. They have a 2.9% interest rate. They owe 85 and it was listed for 129, but they couldn't get that price. Well, look at this. Now they're back on market. So this is actually an on market deal. I think we could call on this, but I kind of prefer for it to be off market at this point. Let's see if we can find an off market one with really nice and low equity. So that guy's equity is low, but it could be lower. Cash flow is a bit low for my liking there. Cash flow a bit low for my liking there. Let's keep looking. 53 cash flow, 300 cash flow, but look at the equity. I don't love that equity. And cash flow is pretty much disappearing here. I'm seeing some that are good, but the problem that I'm seeing here is you wanted 149, but you owe 111. Now it's a failed listing, so they obviously couldn't get their price, so they might be open to that. You see how the listing got removed? Why did they remove the listing? It was listed for sale. They price changed it, and then they removed the listing. They removed the listing because the offers that they were getting were too close to this. I could click create offer, and I could skip trace the seller right here on Buy Box Cartel. Her name is Loretta. I could call Loretta right now and I could have a conversation. The skip tracing is about 40 to 50% accurate here, guys. That's just the nature of skip tracing. So what's the downside in doing off-market real estate like this? Your phone numbers are not accurate every single time. Not every single time. Sometimes, yes, not every time. So let's look at another market, Detroit, Michigan. And I just want to show you how many are here. So check this out, guys. Wow. Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. Guys, you tell me if you would say no to this pitch. You see how this thing didn't sell? It's off market. Look at the interior. Does it look bad? No, it doesn't. It actually looks just fine. So what happened? Well, they removed the listing. Why did they remove the listing? Look at that. Listing removed, and then they tried to rent it out, and now they've removed the listing. So they're like, no, I'm not getting my price. I'm not going to make any money. I'm going to rent out the property instead. Maybe they rented it out. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they're just still holding on to the property. But here's my pitch, guys. Remember, they owe 75. They were asking 94. Hey there, Mr. Seller. I had made an offer on your property when it was for sale about 70 days ago, but your realtor kind of turned it down because of the mortgage balance. If I were to give you, say, 10K to take over your debt, you think we could do a deal on this? And they weren't expecting to make that anyway because they had the realtor fees and lowball offers coming in. And I just skip traced the seller. How do we know if it's the seller's real phone number? If you have an iPhone, you can throw the number into your texts. And if it turns blue, that's their phone number. So this one turned green. What is a green phone number? Let me know. He could have an Android, but a lot of people in the US have iPhones. So rather than my thought process is this could be a landline or a disconnected number. If it's blue, I know it's the actual number of the owner because you're not going to have a random number just be blue. I mean, you could, but it's unlikely, right? If you type a random phone number into your phone, guys, it'll be green, right? So if I pick a random number, like just twos, if I type 222222222222, right, it'll be green. Or a random selection of numbers, it's going to be green. If it turns blue, that's an active live phone number. Hopefully you're following that logic. It's loose logic, but it's not. Whatever. Anyways, that's what I would do for mortgage takeovers right now. And if you're like, well, I don't exactly know if that's going to work. Guys, remember, we have this in closing, $13,000 off of Lightning leads right now. Anyways, I'm going to do a giveaway. Do you have to text to know? No, not necessarily. I like to give them a call. And Andre, I am done for tonight. I am done for the night. I'm going to do a wheel spin. How much should we offer for mortgage takeover? I usually like to go for 10% down, but if the house is 75K, you could do closer to 15% down. Over half the US now have iPhones. There you go. That's a good point. Oh my God. Okay. What are we giving away today, guys? What are we giving away today? Cactus of your choice. Cactus of your choice. Cactus of your choice. Yes. And tomorrow, I'm doing off-market mortgage takeover calls, guys. Tomorrow, off-market mortgage takeover calls. So if you want to see me trying my hand at off-market mortgage takeovers, I will. Anyways, that will be tomorrow. I've got so many leads to call. So, hey, let's determine who's winning our cactus. Maybe we do a country capital. Richard, I closed today. How much do you get? How much do you get, Pam? You let us know. Check tomorrow. How much is that check for, Pam? You let me know. Did Andrew post this? Please tell me he did. Please, Andrew, tell me you posted this. Okay, good. He did, yes. On YouTube too? Yes. Good. Ripping on oh, it's doing numbers, guys. It's pretty good. Okay. All right. Cactus of your choice will go to the person who tells me the capital of easy one today. What is the capital of Mexico? What is the capital of Mexico? Cactus of your choice goes to Montgomery, Mexico City. So you are our winner. I feel like he's won a couple times recently. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Have you won a couple times recently?
The capitals.
He's got the capitals down. Mexico City is right. So let me share my screen on some cactuses that we have available. I have a number of cacti. I love my cacti. Hopefully y'all do as well. Cactus. Okay, it shows you the toy ones. Now these things grow into bigger cactuses. I know that they start small, but they grow. So something like this might get pretty big over time. Or you could get a collection of cacti. We could give you the 5-pack of cacti. Some people opt for the fake one, but come on, why would you do that? Ooh, look at this one. I love this one.
Sounds pretty cool.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Is this the cactus of your choice?
That's the cactus of my choice.
That's the cactus of his choice. Okay, cool. And I think we already have your shipping information because we shipped him on March 9th, we shipped him a portable projector. By the way, did that arrive?
Yes, sir. I've been watching some Wholesale YouTube on it.
Oh, good. Yes. Does it work okay? Is it a good one? Because that's what we've been shipping out to people.
Yeah, it's very good, honestly. Very good quality picture. I like it.
Oh, good. Yeah, I saw somebody with one and I was like, yo, I got to put that on my wheel spin. Guys, it's honestly, we're long overdue for new wheel spin stuff. We need to bring some stuff back. Okay, so we're going to add this address, and I think I already have this address. So you're... Come in. Let's see if we can find your... Yes, there it is. Perfect. Now I don't have to put that dreadful address in here again. Problem with the order. Cannot be shipped? No! I'm sorry, dude. We have to pick a different cactus for you.
That's fine.
Let me just see if another one can be shipped really quickly, because it might be like because these are plants. I don't know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
I already have the address, so will it allow for this? Will it? Please? No. Okay, can we send you do we have an ability to pay you? We could also get
PayPal.
We could also get you a bidet. You want to swap your cactus out for a bidet? It might be able to ship the bidet.
Oh yeah, let's run that actually.
Okay.
I grew up in the Middle East, so I'm familiar.
Oh, good. Okay. Let's get him a bidet. Hopefully this one ships. Please ship. We're looking at... Come on, don't give me any trouble. Yes. Okay, bidet on the way. Bidet is
legend.
Twice the cost of this? Okay, all right. Well, here's your estimated delivery. And guys, I'll be on tomorrow to answer questions and do some mortgage takeover cold calls. What kind of cactus do you have? I've got like maybe 8 cacti from small to big. Anyways, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You may have a speaker after this, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.